Okay, so welcome to the members area. So in this video, I'm just going to give you a very quick tour of what you can expect once you're inside the program, and where to find everything, of course, so you're not fumbling around looking for everything. So the first thing I want to do is just take you to this link here. So it says click here to access your challenges. So this is going to give you a full list of all the challenges within the program, all 7 of them, including the bonus challenge at the end. Now, although you have direct access to all the challenges here, what the reason I've given you direct access is just in case a particular challenge doesn't apply to you. So let's say, I don't know, let's say we're covering sugar and you have that sorted and down, and you're not consuming very high levels of sugar at all, and you really know what you're looking for and everything else. What you can do is, because you have access to the challenges, you can do one of 2 things. You can either jump to your next challenge, or you can stick with the existing challenge that you've been engaging in just another 3 weeks longer, and wait until the next one comes around. So that just gives you that flexibility to be able to do that if you choose to. But all your challenges will be scheduled in via email, so don't panic too much about remembering when the next one's supposed to start, because you will get an email reminder to prompt you to start the next challenge. Okay. Now, just here you have your bonus challenge. Now this is mainly focusing around your lifestyle factors. So if you haven't already, I'm going to be covering this in a second. Within your habit creator, which is your booklet that you will receive in the post, inside there I do encourage you to set out a plan from week 4 on how you intend to address your lifestyle issues, and that is your alcohol consumption, any cigarettes. If you're a smoker, how are you reducing your cigarette intake, reducing your caffeine intake if you drink coffee, and of course any other caffeine stimulants. So if you haven't made a start on that during that 18 weeks of using your habit creator, then at the end of challenge 7, that is when I want you to start to really think about laying out a workable plan around your lifestyle factors, and cracking on with those. Okay, so that's just an additional bonus challenge there. So if you just go back here, I've just mentioned about the habit creator. So here is a tour of the actual booklet. So it's just giving you a guide, a guided tour around the booklet, so you know you can get the most out of your habit creator, and you know exactly how to use it. Now what the habit creator is focusing on, it's a different, so your challenges are one set of daily of consistent habits that you need to develop, and inside your habit creator, those are daily and weekly habits that you need to get into the mindset of doing, and they're focusing on delivering certain vitamins and minerals that the body needs consistently every single day, mainly focusing on improving your energy levels, and relieving the workload on the body. Okay, and putting your body in a position where it can heal more efficiently and repair the muscle and maintain lean muscle, and everything else. So you're touching on 2 things with inside the habit creator. You're touching on getting the body working a little bit more smarter, and you're also relieving the workload as well. Okay, whereas your scheduled challenges are just solely focusing on relieving the workload on the body. Okay, so I do encourage you to watch that video around about week 4. You can watch it whenever you like, as soon as you get access to the members area, of course. But definitely watch it just before you're going to start using it from week 4, and then make any notes if you need to on relevant pages, just to remind yourself of certain points if you need that little reminder. Just below here, you've got your tutorials. Now, again, these are super important. What these are focusing on is getting the body working smarter and you understanding why certain diet and lifestyle factors affect the body so negatively and make the body's job harder than it needs to be. We're also focusing on healing crisis symptoms. Now, again, you will need to know what these symptoms are when you're working through your habit creator. Because I will be prompting you inside there to make a record every single week of the symptoms that you have been presenting with. So that's really, really important to be able to rationalise how long a symptom has realistically been going on for. Because when you're in the moment and feeling rubbish, it's quite easy to feel like a symptom has gone on much longer than it actually has in reality. So that gives you the ability to look back and realistically say, well, actually, this symptom's only been going on for maybe 2-3 weeks. Or you could look back and say, well, actually, this symptom's been going on for about 2 months. Maybe it's time to, go to the doctor and see if it's something more serious. Now, quite often it may be you can come in and out of healing crisis symptoms, okay, as you work through the challenges that the body's facing on a daily basis. But what it can be, when you engage in any positive changes to your diet and lifestyle, and you're relieving the workload on the body and getting it working a little bit smarter, what it can do is it can cause the body to have a fresh awareness of the severity of a particular problem that it's been kind of ignoring for a period of time. So those symptoms may be not the body trying to, it is the body trying to deal with it. But if it's going on too long, it may be that the body's struggling to deal with that issue and it needs a little bit of assistance. Obviously, anybody who knows me, is familiar with me, knows I'm not a fan of taking any medication unless it is necessary. But sometimes they are essential. They are needed to buy the body time and create some breathing space. Just they act as a little bit of a crutch, so to speak, and sometimes that is needed. So that is why it's important to really understand how long a symptom has been going on for. Okay, so make sure you go through those tutorials. Again, you just click on that link there and it will take you straight through to the page where all your tutorials are. Just below here, you've got your support access. So you've got your weekly Q&A, which is on Friday. Now, what I ask is if you've got any questions, you email them in to the email address that is provided on the pinned post inside the group. And it will also be on your welcome email when you receive your access details to the members area. We have themed days in the accountability group. Now, these are aimed at keeping you motivated and focused on the end result. Because there are going to be times when you may feel like giving up and it's going to feel a little bit tough. So it's good to keep yourself driven, focused, and remembering why you started this in the first place. And you can bounce off other people within the group because everybody's going through exactly the same process. So it is really helpful. Now, just below here, you've got a selection of resources. Now, all these resources are really useful. There are certain ones that are relevant to the challenges that you will be having at your scheduled intervals. But there's other ones like dairy alternatives. There's a list of dairy alternatives there. There's nutritional sources and daily requirements. Now, let's say you have, a calcium intolerance. I'm only using calcium as an example because it's the first one on this page. This resource gives you the ability to have a look and see which foods are rich in calcium and is going to assist you in improving those levels within the body. Because wherever possible, if we can improve it through our diet, you do it. I only ever advise people to supplement if it's a really bad deficiency, okay, and it's affecting the body in a really major way, and we don't have the time to get it right with the diet related side of things. But I mean, if somebody has a diagnostic test done with me, then if it comes back flagging you've got calcium intolerance, for example, deficiency, for example, if I feel it's a major deficiency, then I may advise you to supplement. But I will also, for example, calcium. It may not be that you're not consuming enough calcium. It may be that because it's flagged you're deficient in vitamin D3 as well, that could be the reason why you're not absorbing enough calcium. So it may not be that you are not consuming enough through your diet. It may be because you're deficient in vitamin D3 also, that's affecting the calcium absorption. Okay, so there's a couple of things that need to be considered when we're looking at a deficiency as well. And of course, if you have a diagnostic test done, I will advise you accordingly on that if it is flagged. You also have a complete guide to normal blood ranges. Now this covers everything from blood pressure to white blood count to red blood count to hemoglobin to vitamin D3 to everything. There's lots of things there. Now what that does is that puts you back into the driving seat, because this is the one thing I really encourage people to do, is be in control of their own life and their own health. Use me, use the doctor, use other people as for guidance, but ultimately you have to be the one that makes the decision. And you can only make the right decision if you are armed with the right knowledge. So this is why I've tried to give you as much as I possibly can within this program without overwhelming you. So let's say you've gone to the doctor for a regular blood test, and you've rung up for the results, and the receptionist said, "Oh, everything's normal." Now, if you then ask for a printout and that comes back with a question mark, with a speech mark against it, what that indicates is that result is borderline. It's not fine, it's borderline. So yes, it's within the normal values, but let's say we're using, let's say we're using blood pressure, okay, and it's come back as 140, yeah? Well, that's really close to the knuckle, okay? So you need to be looking at how you can improve those results realistically. So although they are within normal values, they are really, really close. That's not really leaving you much room for any mistakes at all. So it's good to be able to have a look and see how close to the knuckle you are. Is there anything you can do within your diet that could improve those results, or anything you could do within your lifestyle, what adjustments you could make that would influence and improve those results, and then put those into action, then get another test on and compare the two. It just gives you that ability to see how you're improving, and the rate you're improving as well. Because placebo can work wonders. Placebo can make you feel great. But in reality, the only thing that really speaks 1,000 words is the actual physical results. So that just puts you back in control, as opposed to all the control being 100% with the medical profession. That is never ever a good place to be. Because at the end of the day, they are human as well, and they, believe you and me, they get things wrong. So wherever you can be in control yourself, you take control of it. So if you have got an issue with your health, my advice to you is never, ever, ever stop learning. Never stop learning about the treatment that they're giving you. Never stop learning about what is there anything else I can be doing to improve my situation. Never, ever, ever stop learning. You've also got meal planners there. So you've got sample meal planners. You've also got sample meal planner 1, which is focusing around weight maintenance. And if you've got a fat loss goal, then here's a sample meal planner here. This isn't for you to follow to the finest detail. This is just to give you an idea on what sort of things you should be doing. And that is about it, I think. You also have a diagnostic test which you can purchase inside the members area. So if you want one or a family member want one, because I want to identify any deficiencies or any intolerances or anything else, then they can purchase that here. Also, if you want to purchase another habit creator, maybe you want another relative to do it with you, that gives you the ability to do that without purchasing another program. You don't need to purchase another program, just buy another habit creator, which is at a reduced rate inside here as a member. Okay, so I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to seeing you inside the program.